never understood the concept of no time. In school, when Einstein, whatever, and said there's no time, I just couldn't get it. And even in talks like this with consciousness, no time, but the way you described it, it was just, and what came into the meditation this morning was everything just stops then. There's literally no time, and everything just stops, so that if there's only the now, then anything that comes and goes is not real. Because
where does it come from?
Yeah.
Where does it go to?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
that which is never ceases to be.
Right.
That which is not never even comes into existence in the first place.
And what is real cannot not be real after it.
What is real cannot not be.
Exactly.
Has anyone here ever experienced the non-existence of an object? What would such an experience be?
And it can't be real one moment and not real the next.
Yes, that which is real, one of the tests of that which is real is that its reality cannot disappear. Because if it disappeared, what it disappeared into would have to be more real than it.
But I couldn't get that unless you take out time.
Yes, exactly.
If you don't take out the puzzle, the piece, time, then
yes.
It's kind of
yes, because
gray.
Time is one of the containers that we think that all our past experiences is stored in this container called the past, and all our future experiences are stored in this container called the future. But if you take away those two containers, or rather you see that they are absolutely non-existent, then where are all our past experiences stored? Where did they go? This thought, yes, this thought, it's present. When it goes, where has it gone? Where is there for it to go? Is there a time outside the now? Or a space outside the here, into which our old experiences can go, or from which they can come? There is no such time or place.
Brilliant.
The time or place is eternity, infinite eternity. It is pure consciousness, dimensionless consciousness, which is the totality of everything, of all seeming things.
And then the other image that came to me is you pointed yesterday to the past over there and the future there. And I was, today, again in the morning, I felt like taking that one little line over here and taking that line over there and then
yes,
like that. And then maybe time kind of, I don't know if I'm just thinking with mine now, then just time kind of circles.
Well, the first thing you can do is take the point at that end where time begins and the point at that end where it ends. Put them into a circle.
Exactly.
That's true. And then collapse the circle into its center. That would be a nice image.
Or another thing with my kids, sometimes you take a flashlight and if you rotate it really quick, you see you think that there's a circle.
Perfect. Exactly.
But actually, we're so entertained by the lights and the objects and whatever. But if you just stop looking at that thing and just everything stops.
Yes.
The perception of that. I don't know.
Yeah, but that's a good analogy for your kids, because what is present is not really a circle of light. It is a point of light. The torch. That point of light is not in the circle. The circle is only it's an illusion.
But I also feel that the circle sometimes feels like there's that flow, just going and coming, going, coming, going and coming. It's like you can't really get out of the circle. But then you're sort of in the middle of this. Maybe you're in the middle of the circle, looking at everything.
Yes, you are not in the flow. The flow is in you. That's the important. You are not flowing with the flow.
Yes. You are the flow. Yeah.
You are the flow is made out of stuff that doesn't flow.
Right. No, I didn't get that one, but
it's not necessary to get all of them. This is what I was saying earlier to Guy. You know, these lines, these pathways that each conversation is like a
They're like wormholes. There are all of these little wormholes that go into infinite.
The one about the line of time was fine
that
for
was
you.
Great, yeah.
That's fine. For somebody else, it was boring or abstract or intellectual or irrelevant or too complicated. Or that's fine. It wasn't for them. But maybe the hole in the paper or something. That's why the teaching is always finding new ways, new metaphors, to try and make this to connect with that yes in us when something becomes clear.
Thank you. That's great.